All right, last time we talked about changing up perspective, and this time we're talking about ignoring symmetry. So we are almost done with this series of videos about the rules of composition, when to break the rules. So we're going to kind of loop back on our symmetry idea and when you should ignore it and not use symmetry. So symmetry, when we see it, makes us feel balanced and stable and comfortable. So when the viewer expects symmetry and doesn't get it, you have introduced a sense of tension and drama into the image. So even if it's something simple and completely meaningless, if you ignore symmetry and make your picture off kilter in that way, you can get a sense of what's happening, what's going to happen, what did happen. So if your subject agrees with it, it's a good time to use it. Now, sometimes it's not a good idea to do it if you're taking a weird picture of, I don't know, somebody's face, and you only have like 3/4 of the face. You didn't cut it in half. If you don't have, or the full view of the face, that is. If you're taking a picture of an object and it just looks incomplete, it might not work. But as always, these are just kind of guidelines, so go with it. Experiment with it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's digital. Just delete it and start again. So some common scenes where we expect symmetry: railroad tracks, roads, rivers, staircases, bookcases, things that are built or made to be even on both sides. Those are good places to introduce that tension and drama and ignore the symmetry. So for example, my staircase picture. We know that if we stand in the middle of those stairs and look up, it'll be pretty even on both sides. But at this angle, when we're peering up and they kind of disappear around the corner, we don't know what's at the top of those stairs. There's a drama, there's a mystery. The stairway's closed, but why? Where does it go? Why can't we go up them? And how long have they been there? Because they don't look like they're in the greatest condition. You can see this bottom stair above the cement ones is a painted wooden stair, but it's flaking off. And then add with the shadows in there, ooh, this creepy hallway is feeling interesting. I'm going to continue in this video and also talk about surprising the viewer because it kind of piggybacks off of ignoring symmetry. So when you've seen one landscape, you've seen them all. Obviously that isn't actually true, but it can kind of feel that way. You've seen plenty of pictures of Minnesota lakes and rivers. We're the land of 10,000 lakes, so of course you've seen plenty. You've seen beautiful sunsets and cloudy skies and all sorts of views of trees and plants and wildlife. So break the mold. Go for the unusual. You can frame your picture in an unexpected way. So you can use other objects to take your picture, like the mirror of a car, reflections in the water. You can use unusual angles. So think back a couple videos ago where I told you guys to keep your horizon straight, and then I said, bam, look at this one, where the horizon is almost perfectly diagonal. Sometimes that can work to help surprise your viewer and make it more interesting again. Keep your landscapes interesting. So in this one, it's the bottom of a statue. Instead of being the whole statue or just the top of the statue and cut off the feet, the focus is on the bottom. We've got all sorts of diagonal lines pulling us around. And in fact, there's even kind of a spiral. If you start at the upper left corner, where you see that cement in the water, that line comes around, and then you've got that shadowy area under the bench. But now that line is the red tile, and that comes around and it becomes the base of the statue, the pillar. And then that kind of blends off into that bright cement area where we land on the feet. And from there, we can really focus on how this statue of stone expresses fabric and leather and skin, aged though it is. So think not just about the whole, but about the specific areas that you want to focus on, the specific pieces. How can you break it down and make us really look at what you want us to look at? Next time we'll be talking about using multiple focal points, so get ready and we'll see you soon.